Hey guys, Apav here, and welcome to a random review. This is probably slightly overpriced Polaroid camera thing from the future. If you don't know, Polaroid is a brand, but people typically refer to self-printing cameras as Polaroids because Polaroid made them back in the day. And now since a bunch of people want to have cameras that, print on a little piece of paper, Polaroid has come out with them again in a much more compact model, as you can see. I used to always want one, and I always like using old cameras. The problem is finding the film, and in this case finding paper for the old ones. But this one, it's going to be on the instructions somewhere, but it tells you like what kind of paper it uses. They have another model of this that uses a different kind of paper. Maybe it's, oh gosh, that is really tiny text there. It doesn't require ink or anything. It uses the future of technology to do something with the paper. I forget any of the words. Ah, there it is. Zinc. It uses the zinc paper. If it will ever focus, we may never know. Just take my word for it. Now, at first I thought, because it talks about Bluetooth and stuff on the back, that, or maybe it was on the bottom. Anyways, it talked about Bluetooth all over the boxes when we went to buy this, so I was worried that it just wouldn't work without a phone in it. But it is just the camera, and it has a touch screen on it. I would like buttons, but that's just my preference. I'm always worried about touchscreens going bad, and then you can't do anything because all the buttons are digital, but that's just personal opinion. Now, if you think I'm insane for trying to review this without even having the box open, I actually opened this up and played with it a little bit earlier. I just put it back in the box so you can see how it is packaged all nice like. And these go for around $130. And I mean, I'd rather it be cheaper, especially since nowadays we all have cameras on our phones. Maybe $80 would be a really solid price, I would think, but I don't know, maybe this, the development and stuff, they're trying to make up their money, or maybe I'm just paying for the Polaroid brand, and I don't know. My mom bought me this because, long story short, I never went to any homecoming or prom I ever had, and my girlfriend wanted to go to homecoming and prom, her homecoming and prom, and I imagined her going without me, and I felt like that would be kind of sad, her going without me there because she wants me to come, so I decided to go. I am probably going to end up saying something I regret, so I'm going to stop talking there, but my mom bought me this camera so I'd have something to do. I'd take pictures and have little pieces of paper to give people, and that'll basically be my job for a couple hours, I guess. Anyways, let's open the box. It has this piece of plastic here that sort of slides in on top of the camera that, keeps it from falling out of the box. However, it has this little groove here for where the flash is supposed to pop up on top of the camera. On top of the camera, there's like a flash that pops up. And I'll get back to that in a minute, but it seemed like when it was originally packaged, the flash camera, was resting on top of it. I'll get to why that is not the case right now, after I finish unboxing. Under here, there's like a little peg that sort of kept it from moving around. The peg there. It has a tripod mount on the bottom, along with a place for a SD card. Oh, it's piano black. This is never going to focus, but it says micro SD, and this is a place for micro USB. Two different micros. What do you know? And it has this little knob on here, which perfectly clicks into that, so it wouldn't rattle around in the box. I'm not sure how. Oh, it opens like a box. What do you know? Here is your USB cable. They don't give you a wall adapter. Boo. Here is your accessory thing. Now, it's basically just trying to sell you more things, but you can actually just buy the printer for this and then just print out little things via Bluetooth or via your phone. I think that kind of ruins the point. It's basically the equivalent of carrying around a printer, and you can only print in one size, and it's still pretty overpriced, so I would not go for that because it's kind of missing the whole novelty of the entire thing. Manual. Glad they give you a manual instead of saying, look it up online, and then you go online and they don't give you enough information to even figure out how to turn it on. That is how my recent phone worked. They don't give you a manual, and then I have no idea how to use my phone. And that's it. So let the junk be gone. This card here, I'm not going to show you the front. I kind of just did, but I don't really know what information is supported about it. It came with 10 pieces of paper that you put inside the camera, and this like is either on the bottom or top of it, and it's how I guess the camera originally sets up, and then this sort of prints out the side of it. So this doesn't matter. This is just proof that I already had the camera unboxed and had tested it. Here is the Mighty camera. When I first got the lens cap, I'm like, how does that work? And you know, I take it off, and it's actually a magnetic lens cap. Now, it seems cool, you know, it's, again, a novelty on a novelty camera, I guess, but it is very strong magnets, very secure. I don't really know they went to such lengths to have a magnetic lens cap, but it works. It also has the rainbow stripe, which reminds me of Apple's old logo, but it's probably supposed to remind me of Polaroid's logo. They had a white one and a black one. I have no idea if the white one came with a white or black lanyard, but it probably came with a white one too. In order to turn it on, you might see there's not many buttons on this thing. The paper prints out here, but in order to turn it on, you press the power on button. Makes sense. But the power on button also pops up the flash. And when you close the flash, it turns off the camera, and there's no way, from what I can tell, to turn off the camera and turn on the camera without the flash being up there, which is kind of annoying, but is also why I couldn't put it back in the package properly, because every time I tried to flip up the camera, it would turn back on. Now it's kind of hard to show the resolution through a camera. I'll take a few photos. It can hold, what was it, 10? It was 10 or something even smaller than that, maybe 5. A ludicrously small amount of photos can actually be stored on the internal memory of this, which means if I take a picture of that cable there, and that took a little while to autofocus, I guess. I can either tell it to print, go back to the camera, well, it just went back to the camera, and then it saves it on the camera's internal memory where it stores like 10 photos. That's why you can get a micro SD card and store a bunch of photos and just use this as a normal camera. Now, once again, I can either print it, delete it, or I guess share it somehow, I don't know. Now the good thing about this aspect is that you can actually preview your photos before they print, which is a step up from the completely analog alternative where, you know, you took a photo and it was developing right there. There was no way to stop it. You basically wasted, I'm not sure if you would refer to it film or paper, but you wasted a shot if you took the photo incorrectly. With this, you at least get to preview it and then tell it you want to print. So the future isn't all bad, I guess. It was kind of convoluted when the flash kept going off, and I had to find a way to turn off the flash. Click on this thing, and then over here is the auto adjust for the flash. So if you just wanted to quickly turn off the flash, you have to click here and then click over here and then select flash off. It's not just a quick little click and flashes off, like a little flash icon up here or something. Now, here are the settings. It has you set up the time and date, and I guess you can set up Bluetooth somehow and control this thing. I don't really see the purpose in that. I guess since you can't really take really well selfies with it, you can kind of use this mirror thing here by the flash, but you can set it up on a tripod and then control it with your phone. Maybe you can actually see what it sees through your phone, like a GoPro works. I'm not exactly sure. Don't take my word for that at all. All speculation. Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, and I'm going to probably have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to test it out now. Actually, let me turn it off by just clicking that down and nearly dropping it. There's this little switch here, which pops this open. Hopefully this doesn't ruin the paper. And you just put the paper in there, and That's how that works. I really hope that didn't ruin the paper. I know you're not supposed to do that with film, but I've never worked with something like this. Also, getting new zinc paper is kind of expensive. I believe like for each sheet is pretty much the equivalent of 50 cents. I think that's how it works. You get 50 sheets for like $28 or something. It was pretty expensive, but when you think about it, you are printing a piece of paper off every time. Hopefully you won't be taking so many photos that you need that much paper. And I'm sure I won't. I'll be taking a lot of digital photos and then printing off maybe 10 or so. I have a feeling it's going to take a while to print, so let's finally test that out. Let's go into selfie mode. And by selfie mode, I mean just try to see yourself in that little reflective bit. Ah yes, it came out extremely blurry because I was holding it with one hand. Out of all these embarrassing and stupid photos, this is the least embarrassing and stupid. And it looks blurry according to the screen, but I was holding it really steady. So, and my head's not in frame, but let's print it anyways. You can decide the number of copies. I would only recommend 1 or maybe 2 if you're rich. I don't think you want to go through that much paper on this. Print. Printing. Okay, now it should come out the left side here. Oop, it's making noises. I don't really know at what angle to hold this. Is it just going to ping out? Oop, there it goes. Wrong side. There it goes. Oh wow, it actually comes straight out in color. Like it doesn't you know, look black and then slowly develop, but obviously that was a different kind of technology. The coloring and resolution isn't too amazing, but you gotta remember it's not using ink, it's using, I don't know, black magic. Turn that off real quick and hold this card. Now that's really neat. Ah, there it says Zinc 0 ink 2, I was gonna say 2.5, it says 25. Huh. I'm too afraid to actually, you know, touch the image. If I hold it at an angle, I can kind of see like, I don't know, it almost looks like someone brushed across it. It's very, like, you wouldn't notice this in a frame or, you know, just looking directly at it. It's not like a problem or anything. It just almost looks like it was painted on with a paintbrush with one swipe, and it's not. Nothing to worry about, just something to point out. I'm trying to figure out how this thing works. Probably a quick Google search could show me that though. Now I'm going to touch the corner of it to see like if it's wet or what. Just so it feels smooth. Hopefully I'm not smearing anything. Yeah, it seems alright. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we seem alright. That is pretty cool. The pictures don't turn out too amazing, as you can tell by the video games behind it looking kind of spaced out and blurry. That also could just be because of the resolution. I think it's pretty cool. Definitely cool for like little gifts and stuff instead of spending X amount of money at one of those photo booths. And yeah, I'll go through something really quick that I saw that I think would be difficult to figure out. So it has like these little effects. I don't really know what this is. Ah, you can put a border around things for no reason whatsoever. You can do like Instagram looking filter things, which I don't care about whatsoever. And you can just add little stickers, which would be cool, but I think it would be really hard to get someone to stand still while you put these glasses on their face. I mean, you can take a picture of a picture. There we go. That looks pretty neat, right? So that is the Polaroid snaptouch thingy-mabob. Actually, how many megapixels is this? That would be the one thing people are interested in. How many megapixels is this? Back in the day, people used to always plaster how many megapixels their camera was all over the camera, and now I can't find it. On the back of here, it tells you it can shoot 1080 and 720p movies. Maybe if you have a, you know, micro SD card in it. I don't know how long a movie can be if it can only hold 10 photos. Well, I don't know about how many megapixels, but it does say 3.4 millimeter on the lens thing, and 3x2 picture, which is like the ratio. These are like 2" by 3" cards, so I guess that's how it explains the aspect ratio. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this was useful in some way, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will probably be a Halloween special of some sort.